Top of the morning. It's the content curator. Y'all see that shadow? Beautiful day out here today. Look at the skies. Welcome to Sheldon TV. Just wanted to take y'all along with me on my morning walk. Hope everybody's doing well. Just thinking about my friends and family that's in South Florida getting ready to face this Hurricane Milton. And people don't understand. That's the creator that's behind that. Behind these storms. And being a Florida native son and going through many storms since the early 70s. On the Gulf side, not the ocean, not Atlantic Ocean side, on the Gulf side, I've experienced a lot of things. And a lot of storms. And never seen storms work themselves up the way they have been in recent years. Going from a category 1. Halloween time, y'all. Going from a category 1 to a category 5 in one day. That was unheard of back when I was a kid. So my prayers are going up. My wife gave me a heads up. She was listening to the Breakfast Club this morning, and it was a guy that called, was saying that he was frustrated because he was trying to find some assistance to evacuate. The storm really has him frightened. Media don't help. It's good that they try to report the facts whenever they're trying to sensationalize their message, but mainstream media don't help. And you have to think about those who are taking care of elderly, family, that might be disabled, can't get around easily, living on living on subsidy money, meaning that they're getting monthly checks to be able to live and survive. So they're on a real budget, really don't have any dependable transportation. You know, you have to think about those things because the Black American culture has always been in survival mode 95% of the time. And even if the survival is comfortable, survival is still survival. And I look at it as there's a comfortable survival, and then there is the struggle survival. And there's a lot of people who are in that struggle, and things are not in order for them. And then for something like this that's way out of their hands, nothing that they can control, you only have one or two choices, either to stay and ride it out or evacuate. And then when you don't have the means or the resources to be able to evacuate, it makes it difficult. The brother came on and he started talking about that he went to many resources that claim to be able to help people to be able to get ready for or prepare for this storm named Milton. And as a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, the last time I heard was the winds were at 175 maybe, or something like that. That's crazy. Even for us veteran hurricane survivors. Florida is full of people that's not from Florida. They don't know anything about a hurricane. And they didn't prepare for it, and they came to Florida, went on that central west coast over in the Fort Myers area and in Cape Coral area, and start building homes on the ocean. Let me put it this way, building homes on the water, not the ocean. That's the Gulf of Mexico. It's a different animal. If you notice, the hurricanes really don't come from the Atlantic coast. It's rare. And the warm water in the Gulf of Mexico is so warm. The last time I was out there, I felt like I was in a tub, honestly. And growing up on the coast, being a coastal kid, I grew up on the Gulf of Mexico, and I also grew up on the ocean. So I'm a coastal kid, period. But you know, when I was young and we used to go out to the beach, the water was cold. It was cold. But you go out there now, it's warm like a bath. And that's really scary when it comes to those storms. And I tell people, you know, the temperature of the water is what pretty much dictates the land temperature. Even though the land temperature might change, it don't stay long, because the ocean temperature or the water temperature dictates the land temperature. So as long as that water out there is warm, it's going to be warm on land if you're living in those areas. And then once the water goes cold, it's going to be cold on land, colder. You know, in South Florida, it just don't get cold. But I just had to come and share some thoughts, man. I'm just going through some thoughts, taking a walk through my yard, appreciating my neighborhood, appreciating my yard, and just being able to get it right cerebrally helps me to relax and think through a lot of things. And this is my morning walk when I don't have to go pull a shift. I drink my coffee on my deck. Then I'll take a walk around my yard. Admire my neighborhood, appreciate my neighborhood. Because I think that we have a pretty good neighborhood. We have the kids running around on days off, which is cool to see kids outside riding bikes and playing football, playing basketball. I mean, especially at this age and in this era, it's good to see kids outside, because what I used to do when I was in Florida, I stopped maybe the last couple of years, but I would ride through the neighborhood and just to see what the streets are like. I know when I was a kid, on Christmas, man, cars had to stop. It was so many kids in the streets with skates and skateboards and bikes. And girls running around with their dolls, looking at each other, you know, not looking at each other, but kicking it with each other, you know, because they got new dolls. All kind of shit was going on back then, man. My childhood was like a movie. It was beautiful. I love it. I wouldn't change it for anything. But, you know, like I said, the neighborhood is great. Everybody's take care of theirs, and which is great. They look out, which is great. And yeah. So I take my morning walk, get a chance to collect my thoughts, regroup, refocus. Because I'm always refocusing, because my end game, exit strategy never changes. It's always the same. But there's elements that has to change in order for you to succeed. There's elements that has to change in your process, because it's trial and error. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So, you know, so I take my walk, appreciate my blessings, and get to work. And get to work. So it's about time for me to lock in. It's 9:58. I got up and did some prelim things this morning. I got one more task to do before I actually get on these phones and start doing some follow-ups. So all my folks out there that's grinding, got to do what they got to do. In one of those, if you don't kill, you don't eat type of situations. You know how it is. independent contractors, 1099 workers, business owners. You guys know how it is. If you don't close that deal, can't go grocery shopping. You know, it's just facts. And even you have to remain in that mindset regardless. You have to remain in that mindset. Oh man, you see all this greenery out here? Winter's coming. So I can't wait to see it when the hair fall out, when all the greenery goes away, and then all these trees are naked with no clothes on. But like I said, I just want to start curating my spaces. I know I got some of the dopest spaces on the web. Just need content. So I'm here providing content. But in the meantime, happy hump day, everybody. Remain focused. Remember to take you some time for yourself throughout your day, regardless of how hard you're going and how much effort you're getting at it to get it. Take some time for yourself throughout the day. Get you some quiet time. Get in you a space and make sure that you're feeling good. Because it's all about passion. It's all about feeling. You got to want it. At the same time, you got to love yourself and take care of yourself as well. That's where the wealth is held. So, y'all stay up. Come back. All right? And before I sign off, to my friends and family in Florida, thinking about you, sending you love, sending you strength and support. Y'all be well down there. Take care of yourselves. To the rest of my family out there that's checking in with me, take care of yourselves as well. And have a wonderful day and a great day and a very successful day. We'll catch up.